Watch. Telescope captures stunning butterfly floating in space video. The South African. First cancer diagnosed in dinosaur fossil hints at communal life. CBC.ca. COVID-19. 7 more flights added to BC disease watch list. Vancouver Sun. Blizzard employees share salaries after controversial pay increases. Esports. New SpaceX Starship fails to fire. Next launch attempt on Tuesday. CNET. Migrant workers on farms across Canada are being told they can't leave, raising human rights concerns. The Globe and Mail. Despite official reports, China has been hoarding Iranian crude oil. Oilprice.com. Twitter facing FTC investigation and possible $250 million fine. Business Insider. Business Insider. Katie Mack. Knowing how the universe will end is freeing. BBC News. 2 cases of COVID-19 confirmed at Chinook Centre, Calgary.